Good morning. This is Samuel Jacob Kirshner, Voice of the Breeze, welcoming you to our Saturday morning turning into Sunday morning live stream. And in the background, I'm playing a song by Françoise Hardy called Tant de belles choses, lots of good things. And it's a song that basically says that love is stronger than pain and than death. And I'm playing it this morning because today is the 6th anniversary of the death of Stan Greer, who was my partner for 7 years and from whom I have learned, or through whom I have learned, how to love all the way. So, loving all the way is something that emerged for me out of my experience of losing Stan and then 2 years later losing him in terms of our relationship, and then him dying 2 years later. And I've learned through this experience about loving all the way, which I wrote about this morning on Facebook. Breathing love to the attraction. Breathing love to the loss. Breathing love to the death. Breathing love to the renaissance. So I guess I want to speak about this renaissance of how one can love all the way, even events that are the most unlovable, seemingly anyway. The last thing on earth you could say to yourself, coming from the left brain, why do I want to love this? Why do I want to love Hurricane Irma? Well, my friend, I don't know if you want to love Hurricane Irma, but I certainly recommend that you love your experience of dealing with Hurricane Irma, because otherwise you may get stuck in fear-induced post-traumatic stress, suffering. That is, in my book, unnecessary. Of course, I'm not going to take it away from anyone, but in my life experience, I have come to realize that some things are really not worth suffering over. And it's an inside job. And as the Buddha said, pain is mandatory, suffering is optional. So, a little bit more specifically, what I mean by that is that, of course, when you know that a hurricane is coming, you want to do everything that you can to save and protect your life and the life of your loved one and your property. That, however, can be done with a lot of fear and panic and anxiety and negativity. And it can also be done with breathfulness, with compassion, with acceptance, with celebration. Yes, it is possible to celebrate taking care of ourselves when catastrophic life events come upon us. Maybe not initially. I went down this morning to go on my walk, and I went to the backyard to dispose my garbage. And in the hallway, there was a man lying, and I was very startled. I could do nothing about having been startled. There was an intruder. He could be anyone. He could have a gun. He could be a drug addict. He could be crazy. I don't know. My initial reaction was startled. Then I had a choice to make about my reaction. What did I want to do? My knee-jerk reaction was, well, I gotta ask him to leave. He can't be here. But I took a breath. I allowed myself to be in the process of not knowing exactly what I really wanted to do. And I just said to him, okay, be here. And I was taking care of myself to just come back to my senses because I was off. I was startled. I was triggered. And then I pondered it while breathing and opening my heart, breathing love into my startle effect. And I came back to him 2-3 minutes later and I said, you know, I got startled by seeing you here. This is not a public place. How did you get here? How did you get in? He said the door was open. And I said, well, and I touched him slightly on his back and I said, my friend, you're going to have to leave. He said, oh, okay, okay. And I ushered him, escorted him out. But I didn't do it from a reactive, knee-jerk, automatic pilot place. I took the time to breathe into it, not to do it just from my separate, fearful reaction. There was more context. It was more three-dimensional. And I could live with it much better, and he could live with it better. It wasn't a nasty confrontation based in, righteousness. It was human. It was interactive. It was open. I've never been really in a situation like this before, if I tell the truth. Never before. And I've lived a couple of years on this planet. And I have to take that in account that I'm not supposed to know what to do. And I want to live like this about everything. This is not something that's reserved for special occasions. I want to live my life like this. And I am actually pretty much living my life. I don't not get triggered, but years of practice and deliberation. This is a deliberate practice because I want to live in a sacred manner and in celebration. I want to live in the love state. I want to be the one I've been waiting for. And it takes attention, and it takes time. And if I should tell you the truth, there's nothing I want to do more than that. That's the kind of quality of life I want to have. And that's what I teach and share with others. That's what I do for living. Living in a sacred manner and in celebration. Breathing love into my fears and challenges and stress and hurts and broken heart. There was an element of broken heart here because my heart broke for just the fact that there's a person, he was a young man and he looked pretty okay. You know, I could be probably his grandfather. I cannot deny that there was a heartbreak in this situation in which I had to do what needed to be done, but not cutting myself out or separating myself from him, from his essence, from who he is, from the breath that he's breathing, that I'm breathing, the breath of life. I didn't cut myself off the sacredness of the life in the situation. And I suggest the same about Irma or anything of that nature. Not to throw the baby with the bathwater. I hope I said it right. I usually get confused with this one. Yeah, Hurricane Irma is a force of nature. Nature sometimes can be challenging, but it's not bad. It's not our enemy. You don't want to start hating your own nature. Whether you're gay or black or a man or a woman or an Israeli or a Palestinian, all included, you don't want to get caught up in hating because it will result in hating yourself and your own life. This is the vessel that's doing the hating, and so you can't hate others without it affecting you. That's why hatred, I don't think, is a force that we want to cultivate. Sometimes hatred comes up, anger, rage comes up, and it needs to be acknowledged and honored and then redirected. That is, again, if you want to live in a loving state, if you want to live in a positive, sacred celebration, healing celebration of life, of everything that's happening. The way I chose to deal with my horrific separation drama with Stan 10 years ago. And then with his death 2 years later. And right now, I love Stan more than I have ever loved him when he was alive. And that love includes me. I love me. Because part of the problem was that voice that says, why did you even get involved with him? You knew. You should have known better. You had all the signs. I have to remember my mother saying in Yiddish, Menschen tracht, or a Mensch tracht und Gott lacht. People plan and God laughs. Yeah, I didn't plan on meeting Stan and spending 7 years with him, which were the happiest years of my life and the most miserable in some way. Yeah. Do I regret right now? A moment of it? No. Do I regret anything right now? Anything that I say to myself right this moment as I'm breathing love, opening my heart, breathing with ease, being present. I don't have any regrets, and I don't want to be a moment younger than I am. I did my best, but I have to be in this moment, in this breath, in this open heart, to be able to speak like this consciously. No expectations. This is where the present moment is the gift. It's the only sane, conscious, loving moment we have is the present moment. Well, we know that. The question is how to get here and how to come back here when you're jolted or hijacked out of it, because rest assured, if you are human, which I assume you are, you're going to lose it. And there's a way of accepting that that's how life goes. You find it and you lose it, and you find it and you lose it. And blessed are those who can lose it and find it and be grateful to the process. And work through, this shouldn't be happening. Don't they know who I am? How dare the hurricane come and interfere with my plans? Yada, yada, yada. So, I think that it would be really nice right now to play the Hopi breeze message combined with the music of Karenush and dedicated to the beautiful memory of Stan and to the loving presence of this moment. So you can actually start by breathing in and out. There are chimes in the background. This time I hope they can be heard. So, and they say, breathe love. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the nose. Don't try to breathe too deeply. Rather, breathe with ease. Open your heart. Be one with the breath. Allow the breath to breathe you. That's when the fun starts. And I'm starting to play now. And I will speak the Hopi message. You have been telling the people that
This is the 11th hour.
and awake.
Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour. Here are things that must be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in the right relation? Where is your water? No, your garden.
Flow like a river and let go.
It's time to speak your truth. Create your community. Be good to each other. And do not look outside yourself for the leader. This could be a good time. There's a river flowing now, very fast. It is so great and swift that there are those who will be afraid. They will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel like they're being torn apart, and they will suffer greatly. No, the river has its destination.
Standing like
The
a
elders
tree,
say, we
and
must
making
let go of the
space.
shore, push off towards the middle of the river, keep our eyes open and our heads above the water. See who is there with you and celebrate. At this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment we do, our spiritual growth and journey comes to a halt.
Open your heart and breathe love.
The time of the lone wolf is over.
Walk like an elephant with
Gather
grace.
yourselves. Take care of and honor yourself, the earth, and each other. Remember who you are. Breathe love. Move with grace. Follow the pace of your breath and the pulsation of your heart, and connect to the truth in your soul. Let go of struggling with yourself. Trust in life and laugh out loud.
Dance and celebrate.
Transform misery and oppression to joy, oxygen, and ease. Mourn old loss and heal old trauma. Allow for new and beautiful dreams to be born in the present. All that we do now must be done in a sacred manner and in healing celebration. We are the artists of living, the ones we've been waiting for. You are free to be love now.
Stay with yourself for a moment and just feel everything that just happened. Make sure that you have yourself, that you're not abandoning yourself in any way. This is one of the most precious gifts that we have, is the ability to be with ourselves and to have ourselves and to love ourselves. And now, if you would, open your eyes and gently gaze into my eyes without abandoning yourself, continuing to breathe love. Breathe with ease. Keep your heart open and make space for whatever comes up. Judging nothing, just facing and embracing. And if it becomes too much for you, then close your eyes gently, take a break, come back to yourself, take care of yourself. And come back. So, it's a little different today. First of all, I was supposed to do it yesterday morning, but Jeremy, the manager of our community, lives in Florida and was dealing with the fallout of preparing for the hurricane, so we couldn't prepare for it as we usually do. So I want to apologize for that. And just let you know that if you go to my website, thebreeze, breaze.com, you can see about our activities and offerings. So we do this once a week, this live stream hangout meditation at 8 o'clock, usually on Saturday morning, and then you can view it 24 hours, both on the website and on YouTube. Also, if you want to become part of our community and receive our communications and alerts about this and other things, please register on the website. On the home page, there is, on the left lower side, there's a window that leads you how to join our mailing list, and you can receive also a free soundtrack with my voice doing a meditation, leading a meditation of how to breathe love. And we have a program of 7 weeks that is how to create a breathing daily practice, and a 12-week program how to become an artist of living, live in a sacred manner and in celebration, be the one you've been waiting for, and be held accountable for that. So, it's a beautiful day today and smells like early fall, which is really okay by me. Sending blessings of safety and love to all the people who are dealing with Hurricane Irma, and hoping and wishing you to love all the way your nature, life, yourself.